Do not use the elevators. Part 1. Written by SoChicken90. I'm not really sure where to start, but I don't think I've got much time, so I'll get right to it. Today started like most other days at a 9-to-5 job. Roll out of bed, pretend to be awake, take a shower, almost feel awake. Drink a pot of coffee just to keep your eyelids open. Finally, wake up in a blind rage at the guy who dared to drive 5 miles per hour slower than you, etc. Nothing really notable happened until the fire drill. Once a quarter, a canned message that corporate can't even be bothered to ever update or delineate between types of emergencies blares out over the speakers in the ceiling. No matter what type of emergency we're supposed to be simulating, the message is always the same. And I mean exactly the same. Rain or shine, hot or cold, for better or worse, in sickness and health. And now I'm using wedding metaphors because I'm so terrified. Anyway, it's something of a joke at work that the message is the same. And we have to figure out what to do each time. Is it a fire drill, a tornado drill, an active shooter drill? So, when the message started, Sam, as always, was the first to chime in. "Quick everybody, under the stairs, we've got to hide from the fire," he said. His lame attempt at a joke about the confusion between drill types wasn't exactly killing it on a Wednesday morning. Shh, listen. It was Kathy, our manager, trying her best to take this seriously. Let's see if we can figure out where to go from the message. And so we listened. It said,
"An emergency has been detected in your area.
Great, I thought. Really detailed.
Please exit the building in an orderly fashion."
That caught me off guard. What? I thought. They actually changed the message for once?
"Do not use the elevators. Do not use the elevators."
What kind of idiot would actually run into an elevator if they thought the building was on fire? Sam quipped. He really was the worst. Like we don't all understand both that the company doesn't want to be liable for someone who uses them and claims that we weren't informed. Okay, let's take the south stairs. It was Paul, who, aside from being the most boring guy in the office, never seemed to be one to make a decision. So we were all caught off guard, but didn't want this to turn into a family deciding what to eat and everybody having an opinion, but saying that they don't care anyway, kind of thing. So we all started heading to the south stairs. Andy, can I ask you something? It was Heather. We were at the back of the group as we headed for the stairs. She's cute enough that I ignored the absurdity of someone actually using the phrase, "Can I ask you a question?" "Sure, what's up?" I said. "Did that seem weird to you?" "What, the message?" I asked her. "No, the way that Paul took charge back there. He had a week's heads up and he couldn't even decide on what cake he wanted for his birthday. And now, when the entire group is involved, he's suddenly our fearless leader." I thought about it and glanced at Paul, who was at the front of the group. He seemed to have his normal nervous energy, eyes darting back and forth, staring at the elevators like a weirdo, etc. But nothing too concerning. "Yeah, I guess, but isn't it possible that he just really likes the south stairs?" I said. I thought about continuing, but implying that your coworkers had a fetish for staircases that's intensified their direction is an odd flirting strategy, even for me. "Maybe, but we're going to be there for what, 5 minutes? Why did he care so much? I just can't," Heather said, but she was suddenly interrupted by a scream, punctuating the air. Everybody froze. Everyone except Paul. He kept walking towards the south stairs with a purpose. I glanced at him in the direction of the scream, the north stairs. A wave of people poured out, all of them at a dead sprint for the south stairs. I glanced at Kathy, Heather, Sam, and the rest of our team. They were all frozen. So was I. Sam and I locked eyes, and then he ran, right for the elevators. I enjoyed a brief moment of levity to myself. What kind of idiot indeed, I thought. He pressed the button and it opened immediately. I mean, like it was just waiting for him. He jumped on, looked in our direction, saw that we were turning towards the south stairs, and hit a button. The doors closed unnaturally fast. I stopped my stride towards the south stairs, and I looked at the elevators more intently. Something wasn't quite right, but I just couldn't quite place my finger on it. And I'm not talking about the speed of the doors or something that was visually wrong. And then it hit me. The lights for the elevator and the buttons, they had all been turned 90 degrees. They were pointing left and right instead of up and down. I all but crapped myself when I felt someone hit my arm with authority. It was Paul's hand. "Get to the stairs now!" he screamed at me. We ran, and I was surprised that either one of us could ever cover the ground so quickly. And even more surprised that I was running because Paul had commanded me to. But we made it to the south stairs door. And as we did, I glanced back to see Kathy, Heather, and some stragglers from our team close behind us. I felt Paul's hand jolt me back to the left as soon as we entered the staircase. He waited there as people ran by deeper into the stairwell, towards the bottom floor and then outside. He looked straight into my eyes and simply shook his head, and even I got that message. We weren't going down there. Before I had time to ask if we should, let the people running that direction know to stop, I heard the rest of our group arrive. "What is happening?" Kathy asked. Once again, looking around, something about the visuals of my surroundings was just a little off. Just as I was starting to try to figure it out, Ryan spoke up. I have no idea how long he'd been with us. "Why is there a ladder going straight up?" he asked. We were on floor 3 of 7. This wasn't a roof access. It didn't make any sense, really. "Climb!" Paul screamed. This wasn't like a movie where we all interjected and pretended that we have a better plan. No, we all climbed, and fast too. I found myself at the edge of the group again, and I could barely squeeze past the others through the hatch and into the poorly lit room. It was maybe 200 square feet and covered wall to wall with monitors. I didn't have long to take it in. "Close the hatch and lock it back," Paul said, tossing me a chain for good measure. Crap, my battery's running out. We've been in here for about an hour, and Paul's been silently poring over some grainy security footage like a weirdo the entire time. I'll try to plug in one of the monitors and see if I can get enough of a charge to post more later. In the meantime, don't use the elevators.